So, roughly about 1 year ago, it's been a little bit more than a year, I think. Hang on, let me look at live libraries actually and get the exact time. Yep, we're going for exact numbers today. But while I'm looking for this, about a year ago, I decided to look for something. No. I decided to show you guys something. I'm getting confused with speaking and making actions, and it's hard. It's difficult. Where is it at, though? Here it is. 1 year ago. Let's see. What's the exact date? 2/2/19. So yeah, it's been over a year since I've showed this off last. And well, here it is. Why is this not working? There we go. That's what I like to see. So, yeah. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so a year ago, I showed off a few files that I managed to find when looking through some things. I showed off the old Nintendo Craft server. And then I also showed you guys something that's called PHQ, which I'm actually going to reboot my Minecraft because I think my resource pack didn't properly load. We might have to actually go and just physically enable it. I'm going to put this over here and keep a good eye on these stats while we're streaming today. I guess it's just thinking that it's incompatible because it's for an older version of Minecraft, but I'm going to turn on this resource pack, which is something that I have designed alongside the supervision of Kenzie and Sky on some certain things. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. Sorry. This is going to be a little weird at first while I click in and out of this thing. I don't like how it keeps removing itself from full screen despite all this. Hang on. I wonder if there's a way to just capture the game itself. Okay. Well, that's loud. I'm going to turn it down actually a little bit. Okay, Minecraft. Okay, left monitor. Is it going to capture that though? Okay. The only other thing is I need a delay to match it. It should only have to be 500 milliseconds. So let me just add that real quick, and then there shouldn't be any kind of audio lag here. Okay. So here we are. So this is the PHQ map that I showed you last year. And it should look a little different as there is a resource pack. It's also been renamed. So you'll come to find, I think if I do Control R, no, I think I have to actually be in the game for it to work. But yeah, it's no longer called PHQ. We've renamed it to River of Time and Live for Today. Kind of a cheesy name, but there's kind of a reason. But let's go to the Trinaria server. I'm actually going to turn the music off because most of the music here isn't actually music that I've written. However, a good portion of it is, but just because, I was using a different resource pack as a template, so I had all the song file names. Ooh, we got some lag already. All right. Well, we definitely don't need 32 chunks. So with the 1.15 update, we're still getting chunkies. What can I close? What do I got open that I can close? Anything? Nothing? Great. What's it? Control Alt R? No. What is the reload command? Okay. Well, we're gonna have to figure this out again. Oh, it's F3 plus F3 plus A. There it is. Okay. Still isn't really helping the frame rate, is it? Wow, okay. For a second there I was having good frames, but I think I have to just reload. No? Really? No? Okay, there we go. There. Maybe. Okay, this area just doesn't want to load. Probably because of this thing. This thing, I guarantee this thing is what's lagging me right now. Because the drawbridge is actually just a bunch of command blocks replacing that bridge. Yeah, I'm lagging when I get up to it, so that's something that's gonna have to be fixed. But okay. So welcome back to PHQ. Like I said, it's been a year, and there are a lot of developments around. Now, I should be using Optifine, but Optifine wants to be stupid and not be ready for 1.15 yet. And since I'm streaming today, I'm showing this off today, even though I know Optifine is like maybe a week or two from being finished. I'm just going to go for it. The game does run decently fine on its own, especially with the 1.15 update. It was just kind of a big bug fixing update. So this being laggy is no bueno. However, I'll at least be able to show you guys around. So I might be retreading some things that were here last year, and there might additionally be things here that wasn't here last year. So I'm just gonna kind of explore, and if you see something cool, then yeah. But this is on the Trinaria server, which we've had since we've started doing Trinaria. And just every now and then I've come on here, and I've decided, how do I do? I want to do my okay, it's V. Okay, I just wanted to do the cinematic camera, and then I want to do game mode spectator. Okay. Okay. So, what was I saying? Right. There's some new things here, and there are some things that have been here for a while. But in the last year, we've done a lot of work to this map. Like a lot. I managed to recruit Sky and Kenzie to the project, which Sky has been a very big help to a lot of it. We've been able to build rooms that previously hadn't existed. I think these actually do lead somewhere. I thought this wasn't going to lead anywhere. Okay, cool. The bar is here. Once again, this map still is far from finished, so there are things subject to change. But I believe the last time I showed this off, this town wasn't really considered to be complete. But now, at least for the exterior of every building, this town is now at completion. So we have an inn here. We have a church, I suppose, over here. All hail the Holy Bell. And of course, we have to have our little secret areas. So the reason why we have this resource pack here isn't just so I could show you the title screen, which was also the town, but because there are actually some certain things that I have retextured. Not a lot. There will be more textures redone. Mostly not blocks. The blocks will probably be vanilla. I mean, this is, I believe, a dispenser, which has been renamed in the language files to be lockpad, which, you know, there's like a whole mechanic that we built with command blocks where if you insert a key that matches the name of the dispenser, it will actually destroy the dispenser and the iron bars that are around it. So essentially this locked door will open if you bring the key, which if I go into creative and I type in key, you'll actually see that this is an item. I believe this is an iron ingot actually. Let's see. Resource packs off. Graphics off. No, it's an iron nugget. And this is actually a dropper, not a... Okay. Well, you know, learning as we go here. It's actually been a while since I added these textures. I've just kind of been used to them. So that's why I completely forgot. Not because I have the big dumb soup salad. Even though I do have the big dumb soup salad, but you know, that's not here nor there. No, I will have slight music, but I'm actually going to turn this resource pack off. Just trust me when I say that I'll show all the redone textures when that's relevant, which shouldn't be too long, but and then yeah, we'll have a little bit of Minecraft music in the background. Sounds nice. I like Minecraft music. So here is Pristine. Listen, I don't know who of us named this or anything for that matter in this world, but they didn't ask me if I knew how to pronounce it. Especially if it was me that didn't. I didn't ask me if I knew how to pronounce it either. So this is kind of my own fault. But yeah, I really like this town. I really would also like music to exist, but I guess it doesn't want to do that on its own. This is barriered, of course. Not every building will have an interior. Maybe eventually we'll add them. Mostly I've recruited Sky. He says he's not great at building exteriors, but I think Sky's done a good job doing interior design so far. So, by example, he designed these bedrooms in the inn. So, if a building has an interior, I'm pretty much leaving that entirely up to Sky at this point, because I'm okay at it, I guess, but I feel like he's better at decorating. We also have a plugin on the server. I forget what it's like, HDB. Yeah, and then this gives us like a whole list of things. We got bees. We can give the bees a home. But yeah, we get a whole list of heads that we can use to decorate. Some of these I don't really know. We got Dark Bowser here and Freddy Fazbear. I can recognize those. Can't tell you what a Tattletale is, however. A demon, which kind of looks like Darth Maul, if I'm going to be honest. Pretty sure this is Darth Maul. Cigarettes, of course, you know. But yeah, so a lot of these like clocks and stuff, they're actually using the HDB plugins player heads in order to give the illusion of a jar. One thing that I do remember from when I showed this off last year is that command blocks weren't working, or like we hadn't figured out how to make them work in this update, or the update that was most recent at that time. It might have been 1.14. But as you can see, most of them have been fixed, and certain things that weren't programmed have had their functionality. Oh my god, I wish I could speak clearly. Have had their functionality added to the map, which is nice. Over here in this area, there is a super secret sewer rear entry, authorized personnel only. Well, this is actually supposed to be closed like this. What is that sound tied to? Actually, that is kind of loud. I'm actually going to turn this down slightly. I didn't realize the whole game was being that loud. Sorry. Okay, yeah, that volume seems fine. But yeah, here's the sewers. I'm not sure if this existed or not when we had this here. As you can see, half of it exists and the other half doesn't. But take my word, this will be a dungeon. One of the many dungeons that I mentioned exists in the world. And I suppose I should just kind of, restate a lot of things, since not everyone has seen the original stream. So this is a big adventure map designed by myself. I have already said that, but myself and Kenzie and Sky are the main developers behind it, which, if you've seen my streams or videos, you should know who those folks are. Especially me. I would hope you know who I am. But yeah, we've designed this adventure map all from scratch. This world existed as a world with nothing. I did bridge down again. I need to do bridge up. There we go. Elevator opens, bridges rise. But as you can see down here, this whole world is completely custom. You can see big squares, which are the product of World Edit, but everything you see is all from scratch, essentially. And we started this project 6 years ago, in 2014. I can't remember if it was before or after, but all I know, it was started around the time of Hyrule Warriors releasing. And the reason why that is, or how I can kind of prove that to you, is one of the first bits that exists in this world is this little keep right here. And the map originally started not as a laggy mess with that. This works fine, by the way, with Optifine. I don't know why it's so crusty without it. I'll have to look into a way to make that less laggy. But yes, this keep was going to be one of several, and then you'd cross Hyrule Field, I guess, and, take keeps. It was like a very short Minecraft map. Wasn't really intending to be everything that this has become in the last 6 years. Now, granted, when I say 6 years, I don't mean I've worked on it every day. Oftentimes, I'll take several month breaks from this, or I'll only work on it for like an hour out of a day. However, this, part of the reason why I haven't been streaming is just because I have been working on it again recently. Just doing mostly terraforming. as I do. I'll show this area in a second, down there, but, yeah, so I've been working on it more, so, I've been less inclined to stream, but it's not that I've been ignoring you. It's not you. It's me. Which definitely means it's you in most cases, but not this cases, maybe. But yeah, it's basically a big adventure map, with everything being interconnected as an open world-esque adventure. Kind of like Zelda, but in Minecraft, there will be dungeons that you can find. Unlike Zelda, most of the dungeons will be optional. Just if you want to do them, go find them. I guess it's kind of like Breath of the Wild in that respect, but it's not, shrines. It's like full dungeons that are completely optional. So there will eventually be a way that you can open up this door. We don't have that puzzle programmed because this dungeon is mostly unbuilt. I guess this would be the end of the dungeon and you'd be walking into an entirely separate dungeon here. So I guess there's interconnected stuff like that as well. As you may recall, if you saw last year's stream, there was the big castle, Clockwork Castle, I believe, was what it was originally named. I guess it's a work in progress name, might not stay there. I'm thinking this place might be a little less of a king's castle, maybe, and more of like a religious sanctum. That's my current line of thinking, and you'll see some things that might make you inclined to agree with that decision. But here we are in the sewers of the castle itself, which previously did not exist at all. So, as you'll see, in there, which actually, there's supposed to be an iron nugget in there because of the resource pack inside of that little item frame. So let me show you what this is supposed to look like for you when you come here. I'm gonna grab this and then resource packs. Boop. Yes. Actually, that didn't save. Hang on. Yes, done. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, well, the textures aren't working. Okay, that's probably a result of 115, actually. But that item frame is actually supposed to be completely invisible. But I guess something with 115 changed the way that I did that, so I'll have to go and try and fix that. I've actually only just recently updated the server to 115. It used to be 114 for a while, but, whatever. So yeah, you've got that key in there, and you're gonna need it in order to progress through this dungeon. So this is an entirely separate dungeon from where you were, I guess. Or you could, I guess you could consider it part of the same dungeon, but for all intended purposes, it's a separate dungeon. This would be considered part of the castle. So you can see the you can see the item frame pretty damn well because it's an all white texture now instead of being invisible. But originally it was, completely invisible, so you couldn't really see it from up here, but when you were looking at it through those windows, you'd be able to see that that key was there. Additionally, if you come over here and you read this book, you'll see that the sewer worker dropped the stairwell key into the filtration mechanism. Key was stuck just on the edge of the suction vault lip. So the action taken was, of course, a new key was forged for the employee. The old key is still, however, stuck in there. And the maintenance is supposed to, come out and get it. I didn't mean to actually turn it off, but low would have been nice. But there's that key. So what you would do is you would take a bow. While you're in survival. We know an arrow. So game mode, I guess, actually you would be in adventure, technically speaking. Also, there's the hearts, the survival hearts. Kind of looks like Zelda heart containers a little bit. So you shoot the key to lodge it out of the position that it's stuck in, and then you hear that. You hear that it got sucked in through the filtration. And then, it got spit out over here. We're also supposed to have an effect. Give Sir Surge. Jump boost. Let's see. We need to have it for infinite seconds. And 0 amplifier, which would just be jump boost 1. True. There we go. Hide the particles as well. So yeah, then you'd be able to get the key. Wow. Congratulations. You done it. You got the key. And now you can progress through the dungeon, but wait a minute. This stairwell doesn't even have a lock on it. So maybe you haven't solved this puzzle completely yet. And so you need to do more exploring. This is the general progression so far with the dungeons. There's not a lot you can do for puzzles in Minecraft, but we are experimenting with trying to not just make it like block push puzzle like Zelda. Not that Zelda does that all the time, but you know, there's some things that we can do in Minecraft, so we're being a little experimental. But what you're intended to do, spoilers I guess, is come on this way. And oh no. Low disk space. Well, I kind of don't care. But thanks for letting me know. But so I forget what update did this. This might have been 1.14, but you can now crawl in 1x1 holes. Slowly. Very slowly. Very, very slowly. Unless you have crack cocaine, in which case, you'll be fine. And you can crawl through at light speed. But yeah, there's this whole ventilation system that will be going throughout the castle. I will not be showing all of it, but take my word, it exists. And eventually, after a long crawl that I, as a god, am able to speed through, you'll end up on the other side of that door. And this lever currently does nothing, but it will open this door. So that way you don't have to crawl to get back through. Convenience, game design. I'm not a game designer, but I am a map designer. There's supposed to be a locked door here. It occurs to me that this map was left in like a halfway finished state. Or whoever I demoed this area to last, we forgot to reset it. So that's fine. There is an airplane outside the window. That's nice. You know, just outside. He's coming for a visit. You probably can't hear it, but I can, and it's annoying. There is a locked door over here, however. You're not really facing the right direction to see, but trust me, this is a lock pad. But keys will be named according to the lock that they fit. So it's not like Zelda where you can use any small key on any door. You have to have a specific key for a specific door. So this key would be called the what would this? I guess this would just be the sewer stairwell key, which, because this is just a vanilla key that I put in the frame, it has no name, but this key wouldn't work on this lock. If I teleport to, hang on, set home test, okay. Warp, no, wait. TP 100 100, 100. This should take me to my test area. So if you want proof of it existing, so here's the beep key. I don't remember what this does, but the beep key should... No, beep key didn't work. Okay. It might be bugged right now. Okay, it's clearly bugged. But what's supposed to happen is... What? Beep. Yeah, it's supposed to fill this whole thing with air. But it apparently can't find... The dropper? Well, this isn't a... Oh, it is a dropper, isn't it? I thought it was a dispenser. Well, what are you saying? Okay. Well, now's not the time to be product testing, but I swear that it would be normally clearing this. This might be having something to do with 115. It's just unfortunate that I had to update when I did, I guess, because this would have worked fine if it was still 114, maybe. Here's some more textures, by the way. This is a blaze rod. This isn't supposed to be on white item frames once again, but this is a blaze rod. Just kind of redesigned to look like a scepter, I guess. Here's an armor set, though. This is the only armor set that exists. It's a more high-res version and also blue of my skin. So you can kind of get some better detail out of it. Got a helmet, a chest plate, and leggings, which the leggings, fun fact, also have a little medallion. So that's why the leggings have this thing with it. But when I wear these, I'm already wearing that, so I just need this. So when I wear them, oh, that's why I can't wear this. It covers my whole body. Obviously, if I take the chest plate on, I'll still have the medallion on. The texture is also broken here. It looks like there's a problem with transparency in 115. I'm wondering, because this is 115.1, and eventually it updates to 115.2. I'm wondering if that's a thing with 115.1 that gets patched in 2. I'm not sure. But you are actually supposed to see your face through the opening here. It's just supposed to be kind of gradient, where it's kind of darker on top but lighter on bottom. But apparently it's just going to completely black out my face. So, okay. But yeah, that's what it looks like. T-pose, this is what it looks like. Regular pose. There will be more armor, of course, down the line. You know what? I am going to wear this for a while. I know I had my elytra, but, you know, this is fine. Let's go back home. Okay, back to business now. So, still underneath the castle, we have another locked door here. This one's the storage chamber. I'll just take you on into the inside here to show you that it's just a treasure room of gold and emeralds all over, scattered about, a bunch of different valuable books, I believe. This is just called player head when I control pick it, but I believe these are intended to be books, as there is a magic book inside this one. Merganson's crystal ball. So apparently Merganson, whoever the fuck that is, lost his crystal ball. The large chest there with nothing. Diamond artifact of Steve. Unfortunate that he didn't get into Smash. You know, there's just things scattered about for you to find. You got the Infinity Gauntlet, you got Knuckles, you got Wario over here, which this is really off-putting that like this texture was done like on the corner of the head. So I don't like that, but there you go. I don't know what this green is either. Not really too sure. I guess he's got some kelp stuck to his face. He must be a sushi lover. But there's the castle again. In case you remember, there was this grate here before, which, you know, that's just great that you can see outside like that. It's just great. I love it. There's another vent here, which this one actually isn't intended for you to go through, but it is, however, realistically connected to the sewers. So there's that for you. There's your cool fact of the day, I guess. So, and there's another staircase here, bringing you back down into the sewers in case there's something you need to do there once again, but you're on this side for some reason. The door here, we'll get to that later. Down this way is a huge hallway leading into this big cathedral-like place, I suppose. And then it leads outside. And believe it or not, this is actually intended to be the edge of the map. So there's going to be just this big cliff face that you can get to. And normally you really wouldn't be able to see what the outside of the map looks like. So this will be your one and only instance. Well, not only. There will be a few others, but this will be one of few instances to actually see what the outside of the map looks like. Still not really sure how we're going to prevent players from, you know, just jumping down here. I mean, yeah, they'll die in the void if we decide to not, you know, put any more details there. But I was thinking, you know, just have all of this just be like an ocean. And this area could be seen as like an island, maybe? Just an idea. Maybe we'll just leave it as the void. Just so, you know, the players do get kicked back up here. But we'll see. There is this big place, though, from the backside. So you can see here, we're completely on the other side of the castle at this point, way far away from it. So the sewer took us all the way through. So, like, let's go back into spectator here, just to quickly show you. We started our little voyage all the way over here and, like, went completely underneath everything and went all the way through and ended up over here. So once again, I stated this, there's going to be a lot of me repeating myself, but whatever. There's going to be a lot of ways to approach dungeons, especially the ones that are mandatory. So going to the castle is a mandated dungeon. And there are multiple ways that you can get into the castle. You could try the front gates. You could go through the sewer areas. There's the mountain trail, which I'll show you some more of that. That's been updated since you've last seen it. But back here, there is kind of something in here, but not really. This was in... Oh, okay. Through doesn't work because there's a hole immediately. Okay. But there will be a big hangar here. You might remember this door from the opposite side from last year. So there will be a big machine hangar here, but it is currently very underdeveloped, as I mostly just wanted to build the path that goes through, and I wanted to start working on the exterior of the map itself. That's why this area kind of exists now, but not the hangar. Slight update. All right, here's my patch notes. I do remember that this sewage grate, which currently I don't think actually leads down to the sewers, but it will. That sewage grate used to be here, and now it's here. Crazy update, I know. Crazy. Smaller details, like, I guess maybe these banners weren't here initially. You'll just have to spot those on your own, because I don't remember everything that was here last year and what wasn't. but there has been some seriously good progress this year. I'm very happy with it. Random item frame. Here's a map, by the way, of the castle itself. Now, you don't actually get to see yourself here, but this is a general layout of the map. So we are right about here right now. I say right about, but this actually is where we are. So you can see here's the front wall. Here is this T-shaped room. You can see that there is something here. There's a bunch of chests all over the place. And apparently there's a chest on the outside of this tower, according to this diagram. But there's 3 main floors to the dungeon, plus the tower. The tower I don't have included on the map except for this, because that would just be like 8 more floors with like nothing special to like really map out on it. So, but yeah, we actually have, if I go to Warp PHQ, is it, which one? I think it's 4. I have a bunch of warps set up. This is how the map is actually made. So it's just a bunch of doing blocks at certain angles gives you slightly different textures on the map here. And as you can see, there is like an icon for me that I guess goes unused right now, because I don't really know a way to like, project this over or underneath the player to a point where the map can see this like in real time. But just take my word, this is like a genuine layout, and these maps are here because the chest icon is actually a replacement for the little green icon that would show you where other maps are located. So this banner is also an icon, as you can see. There's just a thing here. So these are manually built. Everything is manually built. You can see the exact layout. I have to do things in layers in order to apply certain shading to things. So you'll notice that this up here is a slightly lighter shade of, I guess, tan than the portions of the map that are underneath it. And that's just because of the angle that everything is built at. So you can also see clouds have depth here. We have these, I guess you can call them like text boxes that are kind of pointing out features on the tower diagram that are also at different layers. So, and then of course you have the floor signs that are floating in the air as well. Originally, the texture for the locks came from this map. Actually, I think there is one thing that still does use this, but yeah. So basically, this is actually 4 maps. There's a map here. There's a map here. Get that corner all the way. There's a map here. And of course, there's a map here. And all together, this would be put into item frames to show like a big lock. So there's that for you. More crazy news. I'm gonna throw on some music because it is still quiet. I had music going last time, I think. So why not? We're just gonna keep the Minecraft music off. Just boop off. And then we'll do our own little mix of music here. What do I want to do? Let's do relaxing Minecraft music. Let's just listen to Minecraft music. That way I can keep the texture or the resource pack on. Minecraft. All right, here we go. And let's see, is it on? Hello? Is this thing on? Am I all alone? Is anyone there? I need a bigger gun. I'm actually gonna do it like that. I don't want it to be too loud. That looks like it should be fine. Okay. Back to where we were. These doors are programmed, by the way. I believe last time they were not. The double doors are kind of weird. You would think that, oh, you know, single door, you'd have less space with this one than the double door, but you actually kind of get less space with the double doors. So we might make the double doors a little bigger. Also, that's very fun to say, by the way, double door. Just say it a few times. You'll get a good giggle. Dispensers are also slightly retextured. Normally it's just like a smaller circle, but we made big circle. Not really sure why we did that, but sure. Trap chests are actually boss chests, so this is where you're gonna find the master key. Every time you see one of these, just expect something cool. Potentially double trap chests will be a specifically redesigned texture as well, but we'll see. I'll put a trap chest inside a trap chest, you know, because I can. Also, I've managed to fix the lighting glitch. This should be the right amount of light for this. Unfortunately, once again, with Optifine not being updated, I can't give you the shaders experience. But if I show this off again next year we'll have the shaders experience, I promise. So if we re-look at our map here, hang on, I need to reset the door. Good thing I added that lock sound effect. Okay, so yeah, originally these grates weren't here. Originally this was item frames and this would use this map texture, but I guess currently it's going unused. Maybe eventually it'll have a use. But according to our map here, if we can decipher where we are, being right here, you can see that we're right in front of what should be the boss. So, guess there are bosses in this too, huh? The boss isn't programmed yet, but I can show you the boss room from this angle. Is cool. You might be able to tell what it is, but in case you couldn't, don't worry. I'll show you up close. Gotta wait for the animation of the door to unlock first, though. So, once you do, the door becomes functional. You can close it, you can open it. It will close on its own. See, you just saw it there, close on its own. That's just kind of based off of timing. But, so here, let's close the curtain to show you what it will look like. Close curtain animation does not want to work. Why is that? Why is that be? Okay. Well, as you can see, much like with the drawbridge way over there, the stage has to come in multiple variants that I have to manually build. Now, luckily, I'm only manually building the differences between them. The stage itself is easy enough to copy and paste, but each frame of animation going forward, you're going to have to physically see for yourself. That was physically built, so you'll see the curtain slightly opens a little bit, then it closes again. But then, after a few seconds, the stage dims and the curtains open. And then eventually this curtain will go up too, but I don't have that programmed yet, so take my word for it. There is a backstage. Not sure if this will actually be utilized that much, but it will also connect to that door that we saw earlier. This is, once again, the same area. This is no trickery or anything. Here's that view once again. You know, it's all interconnected. Multiple ways to go about the dungeon. But you know, your end game is to eventually make it here. So maybe I'll also make this door locked, I'm not sure, but currently that door isn't locked. It's just not programmed, but it won't be locked currently. Maybe it will, I'm not sure. I'm just kind of talking out my ass right now. It's kind of cool about the doors closing is if you like fuck around with it, like building, it all gets erased because it's all just a big template that's down here. So you can see the door itself also has a bunch of frames because of the lock animation. So this is what it starts out as default. Then the locks get pushed in, opens up. Oh, there's a light. You can see that there has to be levers here. The levers are inside on the first frame. The levers are just there so the trap doors stay in the correct position. Here's with the lock removed. And then this one kind of goes by quick. You don't really notice it that much, but these iron bars actually retract into the lock. And then pretty quickly after, the lock falls. And then it goes doot, and then it blinks in and out a few times, and then you can open the door. So, that's cool, I guess. Come on, get me through. There we go. Why is there just an... Someone put that item frame there. Probably Kenzie or Sky. And it's been hiding from me because I've always had this resource pack on and it was completely invisible. God damn it. Or maybe I put it there, I don't know. But this area connects back to here where the statue is, and this connects back up to the bedroom, which is still not built. But that's where that will be. It occurs to me actually, I guess there's a chest that's blocking it, but that chest icon is completely blocking the fact that you can't really even see the bedroom on this map at all. Huh. Nothing here inside the rest of the castle has changed that much, I don't think. This should be at or like almost the exact same, you know, stage it was at last time. No lighting glitch, but you know, otherwise it should still be the same layout wise. I haven't really touched the tower in a while. Recent progress has taken me through the mountains. It's crazy. I'm an hour into the stream now, to this segment in the stream, and I've only showed you 2 areas. It's crazy. There's so much more here than what was here previously. But let's go back into wrong game mode, spectator. There we go. Let's get that smooth camera. So once again, we have the trail through the mountains. The mountains are more detailed this time. It doesn't just look like, you know, you're in this small little valley. It actually kind of feels more like you're in a little path through the mountains here with the additional cliff added over there. This tower now has a purpose because it leads to a whole new area over here. That's new. This area should be mostly all the same. Campfire exists. Is tall light. Oh, this has... Did we implement this? We did. We implemented the bell sounds. I think that was a suggestion from someone when I showed this to them. Don't remember. This is why we have a credits book somewhere. I don't know where that book is, but we do have like a book and quill where everyone is properly credited. But yeah, last time we came through here, so this river is actually what I've been working on recently, so pretty much I'll show you what this looked like last year, because last year, or like between this year, we've actually turned Clockwork Castle into a hide and seek map. So you can see the progress. What the hell is this? Now these are some chunk errors. Huh. Yeah, that wasn't how it was when we ported this. I'm not even sure what chunk. Is that chunk over there? I guess it would be, because there's the hill. Huh. Well, I promise you we didn't make the town more green at one point. Well, anyways, what I came here to do was to show you the progress, because this is where we were at roughly last year. This I think this is actually about 4 months ago, is the progress of this version of the map. This is a completely separate world. We just kind of copied it. So as you can see, the whole back shelf area is implemented here. And you can see the ocean was actually implemented in this version. I don't know why it was implemented here, but not in the original. But this is what the mountains used to look like. You can see this tower being very useless, not connecting to another path over here. There's no mountains here surrounding this. But so this is where pretty much you last should remember this area, right? This cliff is halfway done. There's nothing here. And once again, these mountains are they're just not there, right? So now let me show you this. So this is the updated version. As you can see, some slope was added to this cliff here. And of course, the river is completely cut through. This cliff is still not done. Fuck this cliff, I guess. I even did another cliff that I decided to not do, but start the outline for over here. So, you know, just fuck cliffs in that area in particular. This door now has function. You just knock the bitch down. No animation for bringing it back up, because it's intended for you to only have to open it once. So just push the bitch down. Now, obviously these command blocks are just giving you the animation. This actually isn't the full functionality. There's not going to be a command block here that you're just like, oh, okay. You'll have to meet a certain criteria in order to be able to knock this down. But if you can, you'll be able to knock your way through here and have a whole new region to explore. This is the only blade of grass in this whole world. You might remember the fields being a little bit more uncontrolled with its grass. We've decided to mow in the last year. Makes the place seem more aligned with everything else, because the field was the only area that had the tall grass. The cliffs didn't, because that's a lot of work to do all that tall grass. However, this one blade will remain. I refuse to mow it. So let's go through this new area, entirely new area. So before was some somewhat new content, but here is some new content. Going through the river in the desert, except this isn't a desert. But you can see we've implemented a flow to the river as well. It's not just, you know, a flat river, I guess. It's kind of hard because you can only go, I think, this is 8 blocks that the water will flow until it runs out. I wish you could do a little bit more, but I guess it's fine. I kind of also just wish that you could just have any water have like a directional flow, but that's not how water works in this, so okay. That's fine, I suppose. But yeah, there's a path to get through the river. And once again, you get a few vantage points. So this cliff here, with the overhang and stuff, this was implemented this way because on top of it is a big field, right? And this is going to actually be a very expansive field. This is going to be very huge. As you can see, we have this hill that's not completely filled in, but this hill will kind of connect all of this together as one just huge field. The thing was, I realized once I got to about this point, I realized that this connecting area, because this connecting area was implemented before we actually did connect it here. So this has been waiting to be connected for a minute. This connecting area pretty much made me be like, well, shit, if I want to make this field as big as I really want to make it, I'm either going to have this weird, awkward extension, like coming way out here, which kind of is going to happen anyways, but it's going to be worse because it's going to be huge way out there. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something unique. So I did this overhang cliff, I guess. This doesn't look like it would actually stay, like if there were like buildings on top of it, but you know, it's Minecraft. We don't have to be that realistic, maybe. Once again, maybe. No promises. But funnily enough, the inspiration for this field, the reason why this field exists in the first place, is because of Fire Emblem. So, yep, this will be a big battlefield. Not really gonna say more than that, but there will be a huge battle that will take place here across the field. So, look forward to that, I suppose. So, that's that new area. It occurs to me, I closed my chat a while ago. Sorry about that. It is open once again. Once again. This area is supposed to be like an underwater portion of the river that will eventually connect over here. Still not implemented, but it's had this little area. It's been waiting to be developed almost since the beginning of the map, because once again, this little keep was the first thing I built. And if I go into, I'm not sure if did I start building it on this computer? It might have been my laptop, actually. So I'm not sure if my Minecraft screenshots, that's what I'm looking through right now, if they have any original screenshots of this. Let's see. I want to see what the earliest screenshot of this map is. Here's a screenshot of Nintendo Land, or the Nintendo Craft server that I showed off last year. That's kind of an old screenshot. According to this, okay, so this must be the first screenshot that I took on this computer. Then, oh, here's, okay, yeah. So, here's the first screenshot. So those are the cliffs. The reason why the screenshot exists, I guess, is because the pufferfish. Oh shit. I'll be showing you guys these areas once again, but you know, here's what the desert used to look like. The desert has seen a huge overhaul since last year as well. I'll show that off to you eventually. There's that. I guess I don't have any screenshots of this area. I have this screenshot, which is a really early screenshot of the path through the mountains behind the castle. You can see that cliff on the opposite side of the castle isn't even there. Wow, this is a vintage screenshot. Holy shit. According to this, it was 12/28 of 17. So I guess that checks out. I was building that castle right around when Xenoblade 2 came out. Here's another screenshot of expanding the town. Because originally the town just used to be the square, but then I expanded the area for the church. Once again, 2 years ago, that was originally planned, and I only recently implemented it. That should show you how far in advance I've been thinking of these things. Here's a screenshot close by. So if I put this here, let's see if I can't get you a replica screenshot of what this looks like in comparison. Okay, so it looks like I was above this path. Yeah, so I used coarse dirt originally through here, but it looks like it was eventually updated. Let's up the chunk distance. All right, let's see. Yeah, so here's this same shot, I guess. Let's see if we can't get it like perfect. This is kind of cut off like this. Let's go full 32 chunks. So yeah, not too different as far as the way this looks. I guess I can full screen the screenshot. Give me the screen. I gotta delete some of these older screenshots off this scene because it's making it difficult to click what I want to click. So this screenshot was from 2014. So this was from Valentine's Day 2014 or 2018. So this was a few months after the previous screenshot I just showed you. You can see that I've developed the mountains here. And so here's this compared to this. Let's just clear that out. I wish, hang on, let me relog the server so the chat clears. So here's this. Here's that. That. This is pretty close to the same. It's not the exact same shot, I guess, but it's pretty close. You can actually see the town. It looks like my render distance was better originally for some reason. That doesn't really make sense, but okay. This should be 32 chunks. I guess it just doesn't want to load over there. There we go. No, wow, okay, now. No, it just doesn't want to give that to me. The whole shot of this. If I had Optifine, I could do more chunks, but there you go. This is pretty close to the original shot. But anyways, that appears to be the earliest screenshot of that area that I can find. I thought I had screenshots of this, of like the very first time I built this area, but apparently not. Yeah, I have, this is a weird, what the hell happened to the fence posts here? Okay. I realize now this has just become me looking through my screenshots, but I just wanted to show like early versions of the map progress. Yeah, so I apparently had a god tier render distance. As you can see, this is what the field used to look like. Also, Minecraft kind of visually looks better. Why does like the edges seem like the edges of blocks seem like so much nicer compared to this screenshot? Let's see if I can't compare that shot. Maybe if the castle wants to load, it'd be nice to have the castle in the shot anyways. No, the castle wants to deload, does not want to load. Well, I can give you a close enough replica. So there's this compared to this. You can see the underdeveloped town compared to what we have here. And you can see the field being much more forested and like full of flowers and tall grass, whereas freshly mowed, we might re-implement the tall grass, but for now we cleared it all out to make it more even with the rest of the world. The drawbridge is for some reason up during the daytime. That's a weird thing. I'm wondering if the drawbridge wasn't implemented at this screenshot yet. I thought the drawbridge was like an early thing, but maybe not. Regardless, there's that for you. This field is now also should be mostly new to you. You know, these cliffs come around. So now the entirety of the central field, so this isn't Hyrule, but if you want to call this Hyrule Field is done. Like 100% done. Like we're not really making any major additions. Like anything that we add to this is all going to be stuff that wasn't originally planned. Just like, oh, this would be cool here. Like, okay, cool. But yeah, this field is finally done. And when I say that, I'm also referring to the fact that, you know, the cliffs surrounding it. So like there is nowhere in this whole field for me to like fall into the void that is, you know, below the world. Like we've built it all. It's all done. So that's always a nice thing to look at, especially because, you know, you can get the vistas and the views of the other regions now. The mountains aren't completely done yet, but the mountains have a lot of progress as well. You know, I believe this whole area of the mountains wasn't even started yet. It might not have even been like drafted in my like drawings of what this should look like. I'm not sure when this was drafted yet, but this is new. I believe it's fairly new. So here's the front side of the mountains. I believe actually this shot of the mountains, so like me flying from the field going this way into the mountains, I believe I used that shot in the Trinaria trailer actually, because part of that trailer was showcasing that we were still working on this map on this server. But yeah, so for the most part, I think this is mostly the areas that existed then are probably unchanged. If you could notice any small differences, good on you for having that good of a memory or watching these back to back, I guess. But as far as I'm aware, no additions were made to the town in the last year. This path that comes through here might not have been done yet. There's the, you know, this mountain here is the tallest mountain. Like we can't actually build higher. That's block height limit is 256 right up there. So I don't think that was there. This dungeon I did think existed. This is one of the dungeons as well. This is the Frozen Observatory is what we're calling this one. I don't know if that's official or not, but that's the theme. So it's going to actually be like a space museum. It's like frozen and lost in time. It'll be like a space statue there, I guess. It's not a Minecraft map without parkour though, so you'll have to do some tricky jumps. I don't actually remember how to go about this dungeon. Do I make that jump? Oh god. I'm so used to like when I demo this, like I just fly up to the lever because there's a lever up there. That's what I'm trying to get to. When I demo this to people, I just fly up there and just be like, oh yeah, that door over there, it opens. I think you come up here and then you walk around the trim. This is genuinely me solving my own puzzles because I have that bad of memory. God damn it. Ah, nah. We're gonna, you know. It's unfortunate because you won't have this ability, but because, you know, I am in cahoots with Jod. Actually, you know what? I can just jump down here and then come up here. Smarts. You could probably do that jump if you're like real good, but that might have even been the intention of it. Fall down there and then, yeah. A door has opened somewhere. I wonder where. In here is a computer lab with a tank and a chest on the inside. How do I get to the chest? Oh man, the looms. The texture's rotated on the looms. It's supposed to look like this, because it's supposed to be an empty shelf. Some of the books have been taken. But I guess the texture's for some reason flipped. That's fine. Maybe. Alright, well, this door will be locked, or doorway. It will be locked with a padlock, so you'll need to find the key. So, to get to the key, you just have to do one simple thing, and that is more parkour. These paintings appear to have despawned as well, ruining the illusion. What are you doing? Stop. Stop! The signs are there. The signs are supposed to stop you. There we go. No, don't private it. We have the Lockette plugin on this server. Because, you know, it's Trinaria. And it's open. Open? It's open to viewers of the stream. So we wanted to make sure that we had a way to protect our own stuff. Which, by the way, once 1.15 comes out, we're gonna do, well, I haven't really talked to Kenzie and Sky, but at least I am going to do a 1.15 Trinaria stream. So we're gonna redo the Trinaria world. We're gonna just, you know, take a break from it for now. But as you can see, we can come in through the bubble vent, which for some reason doesn't actually do the bubbles. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to take a command block and fill this with real water, so that way the bubbles come up all the way like they're supposed to. Yeah, it's supposed to look like that from the outside with the bubbles. It's like a filtration system. No. No key in there just yet, but there will be. You can't... Oh, you actually can't see the bubbles through the glass. I wonder if that's a... It's probably a glitch with 1.15. I am assuming that's one of the things patched in 1.15 was transparency issues. But then again, glass is working fine, so I'm not sure. So here you have like a space exhibit. You can see a space station, a UFO way over there. Earth is down there. It's Earth. But once you go through the dungeon, that's actually all of the dungeon that we currently have developed. Tactical retreat. So once you go through the dungeon, oh no, you'll end up here. Coming out this door. And once again, campfires will be used as like a save point. So once you pass the, by a campfire, you'll be, if you die, you'll respawn at them. among other features that we will be implementing. No spoilers, even though I've been spoiling everything else. So, some tricky parkour. It's a long way down, unless you got yourself some netherite armor, which you probably hacked. Because I'm not sure if we will be implementing it. But you're probably not going to survive that fall. Unless you, like, hug the cliff, then maybe you will. I'm not sure. Hug the cliff and just, like, fall slowly. Take your time falling. But over here is where the boss will be. So this is where the boss lock will be. Well, actually, the lock will be in the dungeon, and then you'll come up here, and then there's one final puzzle, and then you come through into the observatory, and this is where the boss will be. Kind of a small space, but you'll see what we have planned once we actually build that. I do have a very cool idea for that, and I can't wait to try it. Hopefully it works and isn't too laggy, but we'll see. So, yeah, the mountains aren't updated that much. This house still isn't changed. I believe I said this even last year, that we were going to redesign this, and I've actually drawn the new designs to this dungeon, but I just haven't been motivated to work on this area. So unfortunately, yeah, that's not going to be a thing for a minute. The desert has seen some small redesigns. The factory is, I believe, in the exact same state it was last year. However, you'll come to find that there is an absence of fences that used to be here, including the kind of cool detail of the fence that was down there. We've gotten rid of them. All of them. In favor of a different approach. So the original idea was you'd come through here and it would be a stealth segment. And upon 2 bits of investigation, one being the interest in stealth segments, which the results came back as low interest to hatred. That among also just the idea for it, where there would be patrolling guards, was just kind of hard to implement. So we're scrapping that, and instead there's going to be a few smaller factories outside of here. You can still see the original blueprints of the area. You can just see how I just kind of pasted this building on top of what used to be this area. But it's there. And I think all this is the same as well. Should be. I haven't, other than that one factory building right here, I haven't really touched the desert. I cleared out this area because we're going to redesign the way you also navigate through here a little bit. But that's the desert. Why don't we show you another new area, a completely new region. There are 2 left, by the way. 2 completely new regions that you haven't seen. I guess 1.5 or 2.5, because there's this area as well, which existed before, but now has this cliff here. We're going to redesign the approach to this mountain, so this segment has been left here. It might get removed, but at the very least, the frontward approach to it has been completely removed and will be redone entirely, as I decided it would be better to try to match the rest of these cliffs on the approach rather than just have it be like the weird adjustment that it was. So there's a big dam over there. Damn, son, where'd you find that? It was just down there, down the road, man. So yeah, let's go to the new area, which is right here. So originally, if you recall, there was a path that went this way, and it went down, and there was a forest area. Well, I'm sorry to say, but the forest area is being scrapped because, god damn it, this whole fucking everything is a forest. This area over here is going to be a forest. Going through the mountains is a forest. Like, there's trees all around. So I said, yeah, it's a Minecraft map, but I also want to design this with some real game design philosophies behind it. And I think the forest aesthetic would just be a little stale on its own. So we changed some things. One, we moved the original location of the forest to over here, so it now goes this way instead of that way, because I needed more room for the mountains. I realized that pretty quickly that, hey, if I wanted to keep doing what I want to do for the map that I drew of the mountains, that forest is kind of in the way. So yeah, like the entrance was like right here, and as you can see, like it went like this way too, so it would have definitely been either this was gonna get cut or the forest got cut, and we chose the forest. But it's not completely gone. Now, you might be wondering, well, what the fuck does that mean? It will still kind of be foresty, but not exactly. So first we have to come through here in order to get to the area. Go down whichever route you want. I suppose there's 2 staircases that lead down, but this kind of looks pretty modern, I gotta say. And as someone who's recently spent time in Japan, this kind of looks like a railway system, doesn't it? Now, granted, this was actually implemented before, long before I ever went to Japan. I've actually never been to a real-life train station before Japan, so I designed this without actually knowing what a train station looks like. Hopefully, this is accurate. But I guess I can speak in my own experience from the, JR lines that this is close. There would probably be there would probably be 2 separate railroads here instead of just one. But I suppose this is fine. So there's a big underground railway system. Some of it has collapsed, and you'll come to see that this area is mostly just a big dead end with collapsed area. But there's a chest, which will have something for, using all that effort to come all this way. But through the tunnel will be another blockade, right? That's right. Now, granted, this is a debug route. You'll actually, when you come to play the map, you'll be coming through this area from this way. So the way you start the map is on this side of that blockade. So you'll have to meet a requirement in order to get this to be unblocked. The first area is a little bit linear compared to the rest of the game. Once you get out to the field, it opens up more. But as you can see, we're now at the other side of the subway. This door is closed, so you can't actually continue down the area, but it's also flooded, so you wouldn't be able to get very far without some kind of water breathing. So yeah, this last area, or I guess the first area, is going to be a city, but not like the cities we've seen elsewhere. This is a pretty modern looking city, isn't it? Without giving away too much details, what I will say is that it will be overtaken by forest. So, yeah, it'll still be forest, but my idea is that it's what we consider a modern city, but what this world will consider long since ancient. So, there's a little demo. There's hardly anything here for it, but this will be a big, well, not that big, but it will be a decently big little metropolis. And one of the dungeons, I'm halfway between deciding on the dungeon for this area being a shopping mall or a skyscraper. One of the two will be implemented, or maybe both. We'll see. Maybe one will be the optional dungeon. Or maybe it will be implemented in a way, this is me thinking right now, maybe it'll be implemented in a way where you can do one, but not the other if you don't want to. Interesting. But yeah, if you get out your crack cocaine, snort some good hard drugs right in the middle of Chicago here, you'll be zooming. Oh man, you'll be going so fast that the police and all other life will be gone and you'll die. So the way we're building this is we're gonna build it like complete first, and then we're gonna destroy it. So I might even do a stream, maybe, unless I want to keep that moment to myself. I don't know. Might even do a stream where we go and destroy the city and turn it into the ruins that it should be. But as you can see, the dam comes here. The city will also be kind of flooded in some parts, so that's why the dam is here, is to prevent the flooding, quote, quote. But, it'll be cool. Maybe. But I think that wraps up what's new here. So let me just show you one last new thing. So here's PHQ 1. This is where we've been. PHQ 2. I think this existed last time. This is actually going to be scrapped. This whole thing. Because this is where the map starts. But we're actually going to redesign it entirely. Also, here's a boat over here. So we had this big design for a boat. There's a smaller mock design over there. But, yeah, this town is going to be scrapped for a much larger design for it. So look forward to that. Maybe it will be designed by next year, next time I show this off. But here we go. This area. So this is a complete separate offshoot of the world. The rest of the world is all interconnected and open in a sense where, if you flew over a cliff that maybe even if the player can't go over that cliff, if you flew over the cliff, you'd actually get to another place that's, explorable eventually. This is, however, several thousand chunks away, so this is far away from the rest of the world. And this is another thing that we decided to show off in the Trinario trailer with shaders there. I think, did we have shaders there? I think we did. But yeah, so this is another forest. So another reason why that one forest is getting scrapped, and well, not scrapped, but completely overhauled, I guess. It's because you're already starting in a forest, and then, this is the prologue, right? And then that will be chapter 1, right? It'd be kind of boring to immediately have, forest, and then chapter 2, more forest. So yeah, this side is going to be a forest though. And then we have this river over here that cuts through. And then over here is actually going to be more swampy. So it's not all going to be a forest, but this is going to be a big area used for the prologue of the map. And there's actually a lot of small details here as well, despite seeming just like, oh, it's just a forest. For one, it's a redwood forest that we replaced all the podzol with grass. So there's one thing. But there is this little cute cottage here, which has spider webs underneath the deck. It wouldn't be a cottage in the woods without that. Here's, just a small little living room, but it's quaint, it's nice. Bedroom, one bedroom, not exactly luxury living, but, when you're living out here all on your own, you know, you don't really need it. You've got this whole like land to walk around in, I guess. And once again, this is all in the prologue, so this whole house is actually not even on the directed path for you to go. Like, you'll start here at this building, right? You won't be able to turn around, it's blocked off, and you know, this doesn't lead anywhere. It's designed to kind of look like it should, but it won't actually lead anywhere. So you'll start here, and then, you know, you'll make your way down the path, but you never actually have to go to this cottage. You just really have to follow the path. And you'll see there's a campfire here used to demonstrate what campfires will do. And then you'll cross the bridge, and then there'll be stuff over there to do. But even here, there's a lot of secrets, surprisingly. So, do I still have my jump boost? I think I do. Let's see. Can I get up here? Yeah, okay, so I still have the jump boost. So, there's a thing over here, too. Just another optional thing. Come through the cave, and this is very bright compared to what I'm used to. Normally always wearing shaders, but it's fine. So you come through here. Once again, completely optionally. And fun fact about this cave, actually, is I was very lazy designing it. So what it is it's actually just a big cube that we just took a bunch of TNT and just kind of dug out of. We did some smaller, finer work with our own hands, but we really just, or I say we, but this was all me on this cave anyways. I really just didn't want to design this cave. I knew what I wanted to do with it, but I didn't want to take the time to do it. So that was the method that I chose to do so. But once you go through the cave, you'll come out and find yourself back outside on the other side of this cliff, which initially is like, oh, cool, but why? Why would I want to come here? Like, I guess I can see these trees up close, right? Well, yes, but if you're real crafty, you'll eventually be able to figure out that there will be a way to get over to this cave too. And this cave will have a lore book. That's right. The book and quill of lore. It's crazy. Nabo will also be in that chest, telling you to fuck bees. But yeah, there you go. No spoilers for what will actually be in there, but completely optional content that will only be available to you in the prologue, because once again, this area is disconnected from the rest of the map. So, now, granted, once you beat the map, I might, I guess, quote unquote, beat the map. I might actually, like, add, you know, a way for you to come back here if you really wanted to. Or I guess you could just start the map over, but yeah, that's that. Hopefully, I didn't bore you with my updates, but I really did want to talk this year again about PHQ and just give a general overview, because it's been a year since I shown it off. So I look forward to next year and updating you guys again and just being able to compare, you know, just the progress. I'm not sure what percentage I said last year we were finished at, but maybe about, because the field is done and this area is also almost done. The castle's almost done. The desert is far from done. The mountains are almost done. The city is barely started. The lava mountain is barely started. So 100, so let's count the regions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 regions, and 3 of them are almost done. 2 of them are barely done. So let's say 10% here, 90, or so 10, 9, 8. So calculator, god damn it. 10, 9, 8. 3, 2, 8, 3. Those are the percentage values. I don't know what that puts us at. I need a calculator. Listen, I'm not gonna. Let's do this. Okay. So like, oh, this calculator is busted. All right. Phone time, I guess. All right. Let's see. You guys have pretty much already figured this out, but I'm going to do it because I'm slow. 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 8 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus, I would say, 6% for the prologue. And then there is one more region that's not even in this dimension. There's going to be another dimension, and that's 0. So 51. 51% done, according to that quick math. And, you know, that's probably not even that important, but, you know, whatever. So there you go. I've updated you. And now my throat hurts for talking for 2.5 hours. So, you know, almost 2 hours of just this, and then a while of talking about the direct. So we're going to end this here before my throat dies. So I'll talk to you guys later, though. I don't know why I'm saying talk, but, you know, streaming will happen still. Just give me a little bit more time to set up the office more, so that way it's less echoey, and then we'll get into the goodness. So just give me like a week or two, and then we'll do Pap May roll. See you guys then.